Hey friends, we paid a visit to the local Whistle Stop train store, and we got a haul of British trains and a few other things we're going to show you.
I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away.
We're back from our haul at the Whistle Stop. You know, we originally went in there to get a pack of couplers for some of the trains that we're working on. And while we were there, Val in the store was like, you guys better go over there and check out the used section. We got a whole bunch of cool new stuff. And lo and behold, they had all of this great British stuff. Can you tell us what this is, Drake?
It is a British diesel.
Do we have any idea what type of model it is? Or?
No, not really.
And you can see when they get used stuff, they always take care to wrap it in some shrink wrap, kind of to make sure all the parts are still in there. What else did we get?
We also got an intercity train.
They had some really cool sets that they put together, and this intercity set, it just kind of reminded me of, like, you know, an American Acela or something. But Drake's very fond of all the British stuff. And here, let's turn it around this way, we got some coaches. We needed some coaches for
Some of our Thomas trains.
some of our Thomas trains and some of the steam engines we have as well.
Yeah.
Right, the British steam. And, you know, the prices were pretty good. It's $65 for 5 pieces of rolling stock. It looks like it might even be vintage stuff. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys who are familiar with some of the British OO gauge, HO stuff can tell us in the comments. And then finally, what was the last thing we got?
The last thing, a BC rail.
We got a British Columbia rail, Canadian red, white, and blue diesel. What do we call this? A hammerhead?
Because if you turn it like that, kind of looks like a hammerhead from the back.
Yeah, we like calling that the hammerhead.
And a mechanical bell.
But here we are in the month of May, and we know that the 4th of July is coming up, and we want to run some more red, white, and blue trains. And we'll get Canada in on the action this time. We don't really have any red, white, and blue British stuff, do we? We've got maybe this blue train, and I suppose we can kind of fudge it a little bit with that as a red, white, and blue. It's more of a red, cream, and blue. But we'll see, you know, when Independence Day rolls around and we get our patriotic trains out. We'll have fun with that. So we're going to open a few of these things up and bring them over to the tracks, see how they do. Some of these actually say sold as is. We're expecting maybe they'll run a little rough or they'll need to be cleaned and such, but that's okay.
And some of these passenger cars are missing some couplers.
Yeah, maybe what we'll end up doing is if we want to complete one of the coaches or so, we'll take a coupler off of one of the other trains and we'll complete the ones that we want to run.
This one also has dirty wheels.
In a priority type of fashion. And then what's this?
This one also has dirty wheels, so we might need to clean that. As you can see, there's the other set.
Yeah, they need a little TLC. You know, they're older trains, but we'll give them the love they need. And then we'll work our couplers onto the rolling stock that we needed to upgrade. And that's our haul for the day. Okay, well, we got our coaches here on the layout. We hooked up. Look at that, man. That sounds nice. And those lights and everything. Oh, look at that. The lights change. When it goes forward, they turn white. And when it goes in reverse, they turn red. Look at that.
And it also has sprung bumpers. I believe in the diesel.
So I noticed the lights on the one end were not working. So we'll have to open that up and find out what the story is. So there's no lights in the front. Why don't you stop it for 1 second? And then run it backwards. Let me see if the red lights go on. Go ahead. Yeah. So I think it's just we have the engine on backwards. That's all it is.
You sure?
Yeah, I think that might be what's happening here. So why don't you go ahead and flip the engine around and see if that fixes it.
And take it off like that. There we go. It's a heavy engine.
It actually has diaphragms made of rubber. Little detail under the cars. These were Hornby, right?
Yes, I think. I think these are Hornby. Also, these have sprung buffers.
Sprung buffers.
I like the sprung buffers.
We got a little red there, and then when it comes around, I'll have a look in the front.
The train's derailed. Coach is derailed.
Maybe we'll get a bucket of chicken while we're waiting here.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. That's all it was. I see nice bright headlights there.
So it turns out it was just backwards.
That was it. Pardon our wire. There we go. Let's try out the other trains. Oh, look out, Runaway. So let's see, we got a little operation. We're going to pull that out, and then we got to back it in to grab the rear engine. So what you didn't see was that I opened up the engine and cleaned out a whole bunch of steel wool. Somebody used steel wool to clean their tracks, and it just got all up into the works. It's kind of like a pancake motor that it has. But we were able to clean it all out with a couple of Q-tips and tweezers. And then we lubricated the engine and put it all back together, and it runs pretty good. Not bad. Oh, we lost a couple coaches. I'm going to go back and pick up those lost coaches.
And
I guess it just doesn't have the traction. It doesn't have the... Come on, let me give you a little help here. It's pulling a lot of weight up this grade. Now we're downhill. It's just there we go. There we go.
front locomotive, no rear loco. Coach derailed.
Keep coming. Let's see what happens. Maybe it'll... Back on. Let's just get rid of it. Back on. One more time. Let's see if we can get it.
It's derailed. Finally.
Don't you hate when that happens? You get all excited. You got a new train, and then it just keeps derailing and keep having trouble with it. It just kind of spoils the love. You know, we were so excited about this intercity, and it just keeps derailing. I mean, we got to call out the railroad service people to come help.
With the breakdown train.
Breakdown train. I don't know if we need an ambulance out here too. But we're very excited about the Intercity, and I don't know. I don't think it's a problem with the train. It's just, we'll just keep running it. We'll see. Maybe it's just, it doesn't like the switches on the Cato track or something. We'll figure it out. This is kind of exciting because we found all the parts, and inside here we have all the railings that we can attach. So it's kind of like a model kit we get to enjoy. And hammerhead, we just installed the toaster up on the top there, the stack. And then I see like a brake wheel and some air compressors and stuff and some gels for the number boards and whatnot. So this is exciting. We get to have a little model project as well. We're going to put some knuckle couplers on there and there. But let's just take the train over to the tracks and see how it runs.
I turned it.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Moment of truth.
It runs. It's a little loud, but it runs.
We get a little reverse. See how that does? I'm assuming it's one of those Athearn flywheel motors. Does it feel like it's got lots of power? It's crawling real good. Look out for the hammerhead. Doo 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 doo.
So it's called a hammerhead because it looks like a hammerhead.
I hear people call these hammerheads or toasters. That's a cool engine. I like that. Looking forward to Independence Day this year. We're going to run this guy after we get all the parts on it. So that's our haul for the day. A couple of British, Canadian, and some couplers we picked up from wonderful original whistle stop in Pasadena, California. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next run.